Oh no, it happened again. Stop the FOMO. Well, apparently you're not stopping because you went out and bought it all up. Yes, once again, the 100-inch TV from Hisense is sold out, and we're not talking about the $3,000 Hisense U8K from 2023. Oh, that was gone by Black Friday last year. This time it's the brand new 2024 100-inch, even less expensive Hisense U76, and that one is $2,000 at launch. It's gone. So this opens up a whole new conversation as I expected. Today, we're not just going to talk about what excites you, the consumer, what you're really going to be buying in 2024, but also we're going to get into Consumer Reports' predicted reliability of Hisense and TCL, because many of you showed concern that, it's only ranked a 3 or 4 out of 5. Should we be concerned? All on today's FOMO Show.
And today's video is brought to you by Whokeys. Trying to build a PC on a budget but don't know where to buy your Windows 10 software on the cheap? Whokeys to the rescue! Use my code SF20 and immediate discount. At the bottom of this order where it says code card, to the right is the product key you need to activate Windows. So copy this long number, then go to the Windows menu and click on Settings. In the Settings menu at the bottom, select Update and Security. Select Activation, then select Change Product Key, paste what you copied from Whokeys, click Next, click Activate, and you're done. You can download a copy of Windows 11 Pro with my discount code SF20 and bam.
So just late last week, January 25th, right, Hisense released their affordable 100-inch U76N for what? The Super Bowl, right? Get people excited. This is a super big TV, new for 2024, an affordable 100-inch TV. I put it on my channel. Hey guys, look, it's $2,000. Those of you who are interested, this might be the time to get it. Boom, it was gone. It sold out. And I was like, wait, that took less than 3 or 4 days to sell out? It sold out faster than the Hisense U8K that started off at $5,000, then $4,000, then $3,000, and then some of you lucky few in the midst of Black Friday was able to snag it for $2,500. Now here, it starts off at $2,000. So obviously by Black Friday, it's probably going to drop a few $100s more. Never even got there. Now, it's sold out now, obviously. Now, even though it's sold out now, obviously it'll come back in stock eventually. So just be patient. Whether it will come back in stock by the Super Bowl is a whole other matter, but keep an eye on it. And I will post as soon as I see it back in stock. Boom, you can pull the trigger. And is $2,000 a good deal? Yes, it is. Of course, if you wait till Black Friday, it's probably going to be $1,700. But the reality is you're going to be able to enjoy a 100-inch TV between now and the end of the year. So that's your value call. But I know many of you are also asking, wait, 100-inch TVs, that's a thing? Because literally 2 years ago, you couldn't get a 100-inch TV for under $7,000, right? I know TCL had one, but it was like $9,000, and it's no better than the one that's $2,000 right now from Hisense. And next year, it'll probably get better. So as you wait, this year, next year, the year after, the 100-inch size, maybe 110, maybe 115, will be a thing, at least in the USA, and at an affordable price that will become more and more affordable. Now, this goes to a larger discussion about the market because a lot of people didn't expect that premium price TV could sell so quickly if it was large enough. Because $2,000 is the price of what? A good 65-inch OLED TV. And I think that's where the trend is going. People are spending their $2,000. They're taking it away from their OLED TV budget and applying it to a larger TV. And I think this is a completely unexpected trend by all the analysts, all the experts, and even the TV makers themselves. Because, for example, a few months ago on the Elect, right? DSEC, that's one of the global TV panel supplier analysts out there, they predicted that OLED TV panel shipments this year, 2024, will reach 6.9 million units. So the prediction is a 28% increase from last year. Now, this is a very influential publication, right? So the minute this was out there, LG Display, in their most recent earnings call just last week, they said, well, you know what? We need to differentiate the OLED in the high-end TV market so that we will be able to increase our market share from the currently high 20% to over 30%. So they're predicting that maybe we can get it to 30%, also using the same predictions that DSCC used, right? However, that was several weeks ago. But recently, how recently? Yesterday, on January 29th, what did DSCC do? Well, they kind of modified that prediction. They said DSCC believes OLEDs will gain share in every application except for smartwatches and in monitors and TVs. Except for TVs, where OLED penetration will be flattish, with mini LEDs taking share. It was not flattish a month or two ago. A month or two ago, it was, we're seeing a slight increase, a bump. No more. There is no bump because they're seeing what you guys saw. Consumers are buying with their pocketbooks. Now, I know this is a special use case. The use case is, one, you have the space for a 100-inch TV, and number two, you're willing to spend $2,000. Because I know many of you are in countries or in situations where you cannot fit anything larger than a 65-inch. So at 65 inches, if your budget is $2,000, boom, you're going to get something awesome that's an OLED TV because that's the best you're going to get for $2,000 at the 65-inch size. However, if your space allows you to go for immersiveness first, meaning, okay, I could splurge on $2,000 and I have room for a 100-inch TV. I think many of you, you'll be surprised how many. I think Hisense is surprised because it's already sold out. But many people with $2,000 in their hand and room for a 100-inch TV, and they're coming from a 5-year-old TV, whatever it may be, they're going to upgrade to the Hisense 100-inch U76 or similar from TCL, as long as it's around that price range they're able to pay for, right? $2,000, $2,500. That immersion and image quality is still better than what they had 5 or 6 years ago. So not only do they get super immersiveness, but they get a smart TV that's better than what they had 5 years ago. And that's key. And that's something that I think the OLED TV makers like LG Display or LG Electronics, right, the LG TV company, and LG Display, who creates OLED for everybody else, and Samsung Display, the other OLED maker, because here's something else to consider. Omdia, another TV analyst out there, they said that Samsung Electronics, the TV maker for Samsung TVs, is experiencing difficulties due to sluggish demand for OLED TVs using Samsung Display's Quantum Dot OLED, QD-OLED. So this OLED technology is even better, in my opinion, than LG Display's WOLED and priced even more competitive. It's less expensive than the equivalent WOLED. So for example, G3, great TV, very bright, 77-inch size, over $3,000. The S90C, image quality, very good, on par, arguably better, more accurate, only $2,000, right? The S89C or the S90C at the 77-inch size, about $1,000 less. Those TVs were not selling as well as they had hoped. Whether it's a 55-inch, 65, 77, it was sluggish. And so that tells me then LG Electronics was probably also having trouble selling the OLED TVs. And it made sense because the OLED TV market share continued to decline last quarter. And so this tells you a bit about consumer trends. I mean, do you agree with me? Are you in the market for that price? Would you rather go larger? Because image quality at LCD TVs is good enough, but it's not just TV buyers. Look at here. I mean, the hits keep on coming, right? Reports suggest that Nintendo will revert back to an LCD display in its next-gen Switch mobile gaming console. So we know LCD displays are slightly inferior to OLED. Nintendo doesn't care. They're like, wait a minute. If we could sell a little bit cheaper and the image quality is good enough, and that's key, that's going to be the theme all year, good enough, why are we doing OLED and charging more? Now, this is still rumors, it's not final, but the fact that this is even a rumor, that Nintendo would consider taking a step back with LCD to sell their Switch, that says a lot about how far LCD has come, or rather, how consumers are saying, LCD is okay, just stop raising prices. Give me a good experience, and it's okay if it's not OLED, because the second technology down, LCD, Mini LED, is almost as good. And this also takes us to an equally important conversation. If you buy a TV, is it going to last? Reliability. And many of you refer to Consumer Reports. I do. And of course, your concern is, wait, if I go to Consumer Reports, I look at the TCLs and Hisense, and I notice their predicted reliability is 3 out of 5, maybe 4 out of 5, whereas Sony, Samsung, LG consistently 5 out of 5. Should I be afraid? So let's kind of pull apart this nuanced survey that Consumer Reports uses. So Consumer Reports is predicting reliability based on their own users, meaning owners, right? Owners, they kind of rate their TVs to reliability and they send it back. But here is something you have to consider, and Consumer Reports recognizes this. The more expensive TVs tend to have better reliability, and the less expensive TVs do not. TCL and Hisense have a lot of inexpensive TVs in their lineup. Those TVs drag down the predicted reliability. However, they also have more expensive TVs, which are predicted to be more reliable. The problem is it's a single score that's attached to the brand. So the brand suffers from the collective lower priced models, whereas Sony doesn't sell lower priced TVs, right? Their least expensive TV is still more expensive than the bunch from TCL. So as an average, Sony TVs are more expensive, so their TVs tend to last a little bit longer as a whole. But if you take it model by model, where you start matching the price, for example, a TCL QM8, $800. Sony has an $800 TV. Are those two similar in reliability? I think they would be. Or let's say you have a TCL that's $1,000 compared to a Samsung that's also $1,000. Once you compare it apples to apples in terms of price for the same size, I think you'll find that reliability, same size, similar price, will be also very similar. But now at the 100-inch size, we don't know yet, because you're taking what appears to be a premium price, $2,000. That's not cheap. But when you make it a 100-inch TV, relatively speaking, is a $2,000 100-inch TV considered an El Cheapo product? Because I know Sony's version of a 98-inch TV, right, their X90L last year, $7,000, $8,000, $9,000. I mean, is that what you need to charge to have a more reliable TV? That remains to be seen. We are in the earliest days of the 100-inch TV. Now, I'm not going to say that it's not reliable. I simply don't know. But now you tell me, are you concerned about the TCL and Hisense reputation for reliability, or are you going to follow the old mantra of you get what you pay for? And as long as you pay enough for a TCL or Hisense, it should be the same as the similarly priced Sony or Samsung. Until next time, stop the FOMO.